Marvel shills are utterly melting down as real fans are lampooning the sex-swapped Silver Surfer in the recently released Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So if you don't know, Marvel Studios released a new trailer for its Fantastic Four First Steps film. And in the trailer, it provided a first look at Julia Garner's sex-swapped Silver Surfer. Here is a look at her right here. One of the looks at her character. There are a number of other action sequences that she's involved in as well in the trailer. And people are not happy about this, as they rightly should be. One person says this, really not a fan of the aesthetic of this film. Also, of course, they had to make Silver Surfer a woman. God forbid to just use Norrin Radd, the most iconic version of the character. And Galactus is way too small. Dude is bigger than planets, not Godzilla size. I smell fail. And people, the shills, were not happy. They immediately began to shame him. One wrote, just shut up, hater. Another shared a gif of Jim Carrey saying, oh boy, here we go. We got another person saying, stop crying. And then another said, I smell someone who hasn't picked up a comic book in their life. We'll get to that at the end of this video, because the people saying accusing people of not picking up a comic book have likely not picked up. They're the ones who have likely not picked up the comic book. It's all projection. We even had this Fantastic Four shill account, Fantastic Four updates, going after one individual who simply said they did not like the casting of the female Silver Surfer and specifically criticized Garner's voice. This person here says the featherweight voice is not helping. They have to stop casting according to popularity and just cast the best person for the job. I don't think they cast according to popularity. This is clearly DEI casting at its to a T, and obviously pushing that MCU agenda. And then you see here, the Fantastic Four updates simply said, shut up. Others replied to the individual saying, this is such a horrible take. Also, she's incredible, and you've only heard 3 seconds of her voice. I think that's enough to make a judgment. That's the whole point of a trailer, is for you to judge it. So the idea that it's a horrible take is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're supposed to react to trailers and have opinions based on them. They're supposed to make you have positive feelings and want you to go see the film. Clearly, that is not the case. And then you have another person saying haters will be haters because they don't have any logical arguments to make. Fandom Pulse co-owner John Della Rose replied to first look images of Gardner's Silver Surfer, writing this: the Silver Surfer is a man. He is. Norrin Radd is a man. That is absolutely true. In the responses, numerous people melted down and advised him to read the comics. Greasy Pixel says, outing yourself as a tourist in the replies is nasty work. Again, projection. Here we go. iPencil saying, grab a comic book, John Del Rice. Absolute moronic. And then obviously curses at him. Clearly, there's no argument to be made there. Hurling insults. Another one says, almost looks like one now, to be honest. Maybe that person here sounds like they're probably might be agreeing with John there a little bit and noting that maybe they're clearly trying to push an agenda with this casting. And then you got Retney's Holocron here saying, imagine getting upset about crap like this. Effing pussy. No, there is nothing wrong with getting upset about this because this is clearly an agenda. It's clearly a feminist agenda that they are trying to push. And they've been doing this for the last number of years now. And there's nothing wrong with being opposed to feminism and the feminist agenda because it is ruining. It is ruining these Marvel superhero films. It's ruining them 100%. It is part of the inversion of morality because it does not understand that men and women are different. That is part of feminism. It comes from feminism. Feminism is like, I can do anything a man can do. No, you can't. You can't. You absolutely cannot. Men and women are made differently. And then you got all these other people saying, not this one, pick up a comic, different universe. In this one, Silver Surfer is a woman, cry about it. Obviously, using the whole multiverse angle BS that one would expect. So all of this stuff is clearly these people melting down. A lot of it is projection. It has been reported that Garner's character is Shala Bal, who is Norrin Radd, the Silver Surfer's love interest, and the main reason why he chose to become the Herald of Galactus and the Silver Surfer. She appeared in Silver Surfer 1 right here. There she is. Obviously, in that comic, she was not the Silver Surfer. In fact, she doesn't really become the Silver Surfer until this throwaway multiverse comic called Earth X that was released back in 1999 and 2000. In the final issue of the series, it's implied that Galactus imbued not only Norrin Radd with the power cosmic, but Shala Bal as well. So I think she's Silver Surfer in like maybe 1 or 2 comics, and people are saying you need to go read a comic. No, Silver Surfer is a man. He's always been a man. There have been other female heralds. They're not Silver Surfers. Obviously, Frankie Ray is an example that comic readers should be well acquainted with, and she is a female herald, but she is not a Silver Surfer, and it's a character they likely could or should have used. But we know that they don't do that because it is part of the agenda. It is part of the agenda. Sex swapping characters is part of their agenda. It's part of the feminist agenda that they are trying to push. And we know this whole film is agenda driven. We know this because they cast Pedro Pascal. This guy hates you. And they cast him on purpose because they know he hates you. And that is part of the reason why they cast people like Pedro Pascal, because he does hate you. We also know that it's going to have gender politics in it. We know that because that's what Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm, literally said. We also know that they updated Johnny Storm for the modern audience. We know this because that is what Joseph Quinn said. So this is just another example of this film being completely and utterly dead on arrival. And the Marvel shills are going to cope. But as we've seen over the past couple of years, many of these people don't actually go to the movie theater, and the box office grosses reflect that. So looks like this one is probably going to be another dud for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for the MCU. Woke has not gone away. It is still here. Here is the latest example of it. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.